Good morning, day 5 Hormone Bootcamp. Make sure that you watch this video till the very end. I've got important changes happening that, anyone who is participating, and great opportunity for everyone else who's been messaging me, basically asking me about how to join or become a participant for this bootcamp. This is going to be your one opportunity due to these changes. So watch until the end, but for now, let me get to the topic of today. So I hosted the very first workshop training last night, and I believe that a lot of you are going to benefit a lot because I pointed out a lot, few simple changes that you guys can start making to your diet to begin to improve your diet. Now, so far this week, hey, good morning, Sushi, how are you? So far this week, what I've had, you guys do is basically just hydrate first thing in the morning and essentially document everything that you are eating. And what that is doing, that's a process where it's helping you become aware of, what you're putting into your body. And so with the workshop last night, I pointed out different ways that you can begin to improve your diet. And I pointed out a lot of different things. Now, the one thing that I want to make sure that everyone understands is that, with the workshop, it's easy to get overwhelmed when it comes to making changes to your diet. And you got to remember that we are doing this one step at a time. Yes, I have my car back. um, yes, so one change at a time, right? That's what we are working with. So continue to journal and continue to write down and document everything that you eat because you're going to watch your diet change. Now, here's the new set of instructions, I guess. What I also want you to do is I want you to get out a blank piece of paper, or if you're using the template that I gave you guys, use that. And now, instead of documenting, right, I pointed out in the video last night, instead of documenting, what I want you to start doing is to start filling out the blank sheet with your new diet, basically planning out your day instead of leaving it to chance. And so you're going to start to do this one step at a time, where first thing you're going to write down is you're hydrating first thing in the morning. And then the second thing that you're going to write down is basically your very next step, which is going to be your breakfast or whatever it is that you are planning on eating. If you're snacking or if you're, drinking the green juice or whatever that is going to be, your next step basically needs to be planned out, because this is how you're going to actually get the results that you want. Is you need to start making room for the things that you want. Because if you don't make room for the things that you want, then the things that you don't want will show up, and they are abundant and they are very easy to make it into your life, right? And this is why the messages that I've been sharing with you, the success principles that I'm sharing with you, I believe that that's why it's important. I think that's why it's the missing piece to a lot of you guys getting the results that you're looking for, because I've mentioned this time and time again. All the information that you guys need, I've already put it out there. If you go watch all my live videos since I started this summer, I've already shown you how I produce hormones, how I get my energy back. I've already shown you all of that. But the missing piece is now you need I guess a way to structure your life. And that's what this boot camp is about. I'm helping you structure your life in a way that you create habits, so that you can win, so that you can actually get the results that you want. So, let me see. There's a couple of things that I want to talk about. All right, I'm gonna talk about this one first. I got a couple of messages last night that I believe, I just feel like the need to actually share and talk a little bit about this. Good morning, Catalina. So two messages that I got. One was I was asked, "What is your purpose?" So that was one, and then the other one, there was an email that I got that was kind of interesting. But there was something in the email. Basically, it said um, something along the lines of, someone replying to one of my email newsletters, and where I asked, what are you looking for? And she said, like, if I can get more energy, that would just be icing on the cake. And then the email basically ended saying something along the lines of, I'm sure you're selling something, but that's okay. I'm interested. So the reason why I feel like that it's important to talk, it's because, I want you guys to know that I have a much bigger plan and much bigger purpose than just, sharing this information or trying to sell products or anything like that. And it kind of goes back to me understanding, I had this wake up call, I guess, since the end of my previous relationship, where I started to look at my life and started to basically really rethink my life and rethink about where I want to head. This is a new chapter of my life, if you will. You're in the middle of really watching a huge transformation in my own life. You have a front row seat right now, watching me transform. And so one of the things that happened though, because of that event, I'm very grateful for it. It was a beautiful relationship. And I'm very grateful that it came to an end because it basically allowed me to, understand this one thing. I heard once before that there's two important times in your life, the day that you are born and the day that you find out why. And I think that, the reason why that hit me hard was because being around people who are a lot of influencers, leaders, and things like that. The other thing that I've heard from a lot of them is that your mission in life is to find out your purpose, and once you find out what your purpose is, your purpose then becomes to give it away. And that's basically what I am doing. So my reply to the people that messaged me last night was basically this, that I feel like I was given the gift of understanding health. And so now my purpose is to basically give it away. Right. And that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm putting all of this information out for free. That's why I'm not charging for this boot camp. And the second reply to, the person that asked me, or basically said, hey, I'm sure you're selling something. What I am selling is I am selling you on you. I'm basically trying to sell you on believing in yourself, that you can get better, that you can actually make a change, that your past does not equal your future. So anyone who has been following the bootcamp, if you have fallen behind, guess what? You can start over. Today is a new day. Just because you failed yesterday, it doesn't mean that you have to fail again today. It doesn't mean that you're going to fail again tomorrow. You can continue on your own path. Hold fast, stay true. Look at all the things that are happening right now as I'm going through this boot camp. I'm having issues trying to send you guys links to watch videos that you guys want to watch. And basically, what is happening there is there are changes happening within the Facebook ecosystem, where essentially good old Zuckerberg thinks that we need to pay, I guess, if we want to send out messages that have links, because they are seeing my page as a business, even though I'm not selling anything. They are blocking the links because it is technically kind of considered a business. And so I actually just applied to get an exception. Now, I don't know if they're going to approve me to be able to send you guys links, and I am not going to be at the mercy of Facebook to get you guys the information. So what I decided to do in the changes that I am making is that I'm going to basically go back to email and rely on email as my source of communication with you guys, so that I can actually send you links. So everyone who has been asking me, hey, how do I get to participate on this hormone bootcamp? And even though we are, 5 days into it, guess what? You are still on time, and this is your opportunity. So this weekend, starting today, I have a link in the description of this live video. So everyone who is currently participating, I'm going to send a Facebook messenger just to remind everyone. But make sure that you go back to the page on, I have a link here to register for the Hormone Bootcamp. And basically, this time you're going to enter your name and email. And so the first message that I'm going to send you guys out is basically a replay of all of the videos. And especially I'm going to be sending you guys the one that I know you guys didn't get, the book summary that I talked about on the one thing. The one thing is really going to explain the concept that I was talking about in last night's live training, where you basically are going to learn to choose one thing to focus on. So as you're noticing, I'm basically walking you already through the principles that that book has. Now, these book summaries that I'm doing, they're actually for my entrepreneur community. But you guys are going to get, these videos because I believe that the success principles that I teach there, they're the same that you need to apply for all areas of your life. So you're going to, so for those of you who have no interest in business, trust me, watch the whole video. I do talk about health in it as well. And I think that it's important. So understand the concepts that I teach there, because that's basically what we are doing here. If you notice, I am choosing the one thing for you guys, but my goal ultimately is to give you knowledge so that you can choose your one thing. What is the one thing that you're going to do to improve your health, right? For me, it has been intermittent fasting. I basically stayed up late, and this morning I didn't even have time to make my ketogenic smoothie, and I had to basically pivot. I had to make a few changes. So my lineup today is actually interesting, but this is why for me it's better to understand food and understand diet so that you can adapt, so that when things happen, you're not stuck wondering what should I do next. You actually have information that empowers you to make decisions and basically course correct. Because as Soshi was mentioning, if you guys didn't watch my video earlier this week, my car was breaking down. I mean, there's always things that are going to try to get you off track. My goal is to help 1,000 people. I believe that these technical issues that we're having, that's just basically life. That's what happens. Whenever you set a goal to do something big, things are going to happen. And I believe that it's just the way that life tests us to really try to find out, do you really want this goal? Right? And it happens in all areas of our life. If you're trying to lose weight, guess what? Your friend's going to have a birthday and they're going to invite you to their birthday. And that's going to detract you from your goal. If you're trying to build a business, if you're trying to retire, if you're trying to do something like that, guess what? Something's going to happen that is going to derail you and basically get you off track. And your goal is to basically hold fast, stay true, always know where you are headed, and just keep going and persevere regardless of what happens, right? So this is all relevant to both health, business, all areas of your life. That's why Beer Diet Project, the book that I'm writing on health, goes beyond just learning about how to improve your health, but also how to elevate your thinking patterns, because success in health requires you to actually think differently. So that's basically the main message that I wanted to share with you guys today. So remember, uh, anyone who is participating, you're going to have to sign up to the email newsletter. This is a special list. I'm going to only have it open until Sunday at midnight, and then after then, I'm going to have to create a different one just so for people to watch the replays. But that is pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoy the videos. Everyone who is basically going to be joining for the first time, make sure that you watch all the replays and engage in the videos as if you were starting from scratch. Other than that, I really hope you guys are enjoying these training videos as much as I am enjoying putting them out there. I'm really enjoying watching some of you guys already have experience, I guess, some of the results just from simple little steps like hydrating every morning. I mean, it's so crazy how much a simple little thing like that can actually impact your health. I guess I was going to talk about my lineup, and that will be the last thing that I'll share before I let you guys go. But basically, this morning I was thinking, okay, I'm not going to have time to make my ketogenic smoothie. So I ended up taking fermented cod liver oil, 10 capsules of that, I know that's going to carry me for pretty much the rest of the day. I got my blue green algae water. I just basically did a double, probably triple serving of it. I have my hibiscus tea. I have my probiotics, and then I have my my herbs. Some of these herbs you're going to be using in week 4 or 5, and um, and then I got my grass-fed organs, which I'm going to take later on today, just because I'm going to the gym. If I wasn't going to the gym, I would have been okay with just just water and fasting. That's the beautiful thing about getting your body to a point. I guess that will be called homeostasis, or basically at a point where it's balanced, where you don't really need like as much food as you really think, especially if you're not, being active. I could go an entire day with just water and minerals and not get hungry. And there's a lot of benefits, like health benefits, to that, to fasting. Basically, the body cleans itself out. And as long as you're getting minerals, you're basically nourishing your body. And it's amazing when you're able to experience that feeling that you're no longer a slave to food. But when you're being active, then you definitely do need, something. And so that's something for me. It's that, so I'm getting the grass-fed beef organs. And just because I have some that, I just want to get them out. I'm actually not, that's going to be one of the supplements that, it's a transitional supplement, for many of you. For me, it is as well. But for the most part, trying to go mostly like 100% plant-based. But some of these experiments that I do also to basically demonstrate for you, and also to help more people transition, because I know that most people don't start out as a plant-based, and also I know that not everyone is going to want to be plant-based, and that's totally okay. I don't judge anyone for it. I just basically share, and I'm just sharing my experiences, my journey. But that is basically my lineup for today. And that's pretty much it. I guess you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Happy Friday, and I will see you guys tomorrow. All right. Thank you so much for being engaged, and I will talk to you guys later. By the way, I don't sell anything, but if anything, if I'm selling anything, is you on engaging, participate, like, comment, share my videos. That's your form of payment to me. I appreciate everyone who does. Bye, Sushi. Bye, everyone else. And I hope you guys have a great day. Talk to you guys later.